Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom that turn them into real things like products and businesses. Now today I want to ask you a question, and that is, how do you find and how do you work with good services, good service providers that will really give you the help that you need to become successful? How do you find these people? Maybe you need help with writing your patent. Maybe you need help with filing your patent. Maybe you need help building a prototype. Maybe you need help with the marketing. Maybe you need help with selling. Maybe you need other types of help in the process. Sometimes one of the hardest things I see inventors try to do is find good service providers that they can really work with and really work with well. And unfortunately, by the time I get to a lot of inventors, some really sad things have happened. And probably the saddest of these is many inventors a lot of times will go to a really bad place to get help. And these are slick companies. They're commonly known in our industry as inventor scam companies. They have slick ads on TV and on the radio. They really sound, sometimes they have even national spokespeople that they hire to have speak for them, so to make them look more legitimate. And all they end up doing is taking their money. And they take lots of their money. The industry statistics tell us that the average inventor will spend between $10,000 and $15,000 on services that are almost bogus, almost worthless. They're just enough to be legally, just enough to not be illegal. But when they bring what they have gotten for their money, what they've paid their $10,000 for, and they've come through my door and they show that to me, I mean, every single time, without exception that I've seen, that those services were absolutely worthless. They had no bearing in the real marketplace. They were the patents were just almost unenforceable. Yeah, they were patents. Maybe they filed them. Sometimes they'll file a design patent where they should have had a utility patent. I've heard that happen before. So some people go to really bad places and they'll buy stuff for just way too much money, and they'll spend all their money, and it'll be really, really bad services. Those people are out there, so stay away from those types of places. Many inventors, maybe they don't go to a scam company, but they go to the wrong kind of service. Maybe they go to and buy a Rolls Royce when they really just needed a Honda Accord. You know, maybe you just needed to pull a tree stump out with an old pickup truck, and instead you used a Cadillac. And I'll see this a lot of times. Sometimes they'll go to patent attorneys that are used to working for large corporations that spend tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars on patent work, when really they need a good, sometimes they're single shingle patent attorneys that are independent inventor friendly and small startup friendly, or maybe they're buying some service that they don't need at the time. It's just the wrong kind of service. It's a high-end service that really doesn't fit for a lean lean inventor, lean entrepreneur, lean startup strategy. And sometimes inventors, entrepreneurs will end up buying the wrong service at the wrong time. Now maybe it's a good service, maybe it's not overpriced, but it is a service that you just don't need. It's like getting the cycles in the washing machine out of order. You know, you do the rinse first, and then you do the wash, and then you do the spin, and then you do the soak. You know, it's all out of order, and so what you end up with is lousy clothes in the end. So you have to do these in the right order, and we do something called idea steps. which I'm going to talk a little more about in a second. So how do you find what you need when you need it? How do you find the right thing? How do you find the right thing at the right price? How do you find the right thing at the right time? Well, number one, and if you've listened to any of these videos before, if you've taken any of the classes, I'm sure you've heard this, have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. And that goes back to what I said just a few seconds ago, and that's the idea steps. We teach these things called idea steps, and that's doing these right strategic things in the right order to keep it lean, to keep your costs down in the beginning until you have validated your idea. So this will help you with your timing, and it will help you to have a lean strategy. So you really need that. The other thing is get with the right people. I know you've heard me say this a lot of times before. Get with your local inventor group. The IGA is a great organization, inventleaders.org. You can find all the inventor groups across the country and a really nice map. We're on there. kyinventors.org is on there in Lexington, Kentucky, and you can click on that and find us there. Find one close to you. If there's not one close to you, then I would encourage you to go on kyinventors.org. Because we have online classes that can be accessed by anyone from anywhere across the country now, which is really cool. There's another great inventors group out there called the UIA, United Inventors Association. They help connecting you to inventor groups as well. So this will help you a lot. Again, whether it's online, whether it's in person, if you can get an in-person meeting, that's even better. But get with the right people, because what you're going to find when you find these people that are doing what you're doing, and find the ones that are doing it successfully, not the ones that never did anything or just had some little failure they walked away from, and now they're just wanting to throw a wet blanket on everybody. Don't stay away from those people, by the way. But find the ones that are actually doing it. Those are the ones that are successful, but they had some mistakes along the way. Well, guess what? They can tell you how to avoid those mistakes. That's called wisdom, and that's the best kind, because you're not making the mistakes yourself. So find these people, learn from their mistakes, and then get referrals from these people. Because these people say, well, I used this here and it just really didn't work out, or it cost too much, or I didn't do this at this time, I did this at this time. And they'll say, oh, well, but I tried this. Now this really worked. Now this company here, they really helped me out well. So another thing, and you've probably heard me say this before too, and that is get 3 quotes. Get 3 quotes for everything. Always get perspectives when you're getting pricing on things. You might think something's a good deal. It's funny. I'll see people that will take all kinds of time and do all kinds of online research to buy something really simple, like coffee K-cups or something, coffees for their Keurig or something. But when it comes to something that's expensive or something that is important, like getting their business, getting their idea off the ground, turning it into a product or a business, they won't spend any time researching and learning what prices are for things, and saying, oh, well, if we have these prototypes built, we need this one component, and let's just call this one place because that seems like the place you get it from. No, there's lots of different places you can get components from. And I'm working with a startup right now where we're doing that, and we get lots of different points of reference. We find out, not only who they are and what they cost, but how easy are they to work with. There's a lot of other factors when you're getting 3 quotes for everything. So prices will vary on everything, but this is no exception at all. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, have a budget for know what you have to spend. And then go out and figure out what things are going to cost. That's why I say get 3 quotes. And then build your strategy based on that, because you can do this lean if you need to do it lean. And sometimes lean, most of the time, I highly recommend going lean if you possibly can, even if you have the cash. Now don't script on the wisdom. You need that first, because that'll drive what you spend. and how lean you can possibly be. But if you can go lean, especially in the beginning, when you're understanding things and figuring things out. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Check out our website, empoweredinventing.com, and I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.